A year of extremes, 2024's unforgiving fury, 2024. A year etched in memory, not for celebration, but for devastation. Mother Nature unleashed her fury. Hurricanes, tornadoes, wildfires. They ravaged our land. They claimed lives. Billions of dollars vanished. This is a story of survival, a stark reminder of nature's power. The earth is changing. Temperatures are rising. The result, more extreme weather, more frequent disasters. 2024 was a harsh wake-up call. We are not prepared. We must adapt. The statistics are alarming. $27 billion disasters, over 500 lives lost, homes destroyed, businesses ruined. The cost to our economy, a staggering $182.7 billion. This is the new normal. Climate change is real. It's happening now. We must act. We must prepare. Our survival depends on it. Helene and Milton. When hurricanes unleashed havoc, hurricanes, the titans of the Atlantic. 2024 saw two monsters rise, Helene and Milton. They tore through coastal communities, leaving a trail of destruction in their wake. Helene, a Category 4 beast, slammed into the Gulf Coast. Winds howled at over 150 miles per hour. A storm surge swallowed homes. The damage was catastrophic. $79.6 billion gone, 219 souls lost. Milton, a Category 3 hurricane, targeted the Carolinas. Heavy rains caused widespread flooding, winds ripped apart buildings. The cost of Milton's wrath? $34.3 billion in damages, 32 lives lost. These hurricanes were relentless. They showed no mercy. They are a reminder of the destructive power of nature, a stark warning of what's to come. Twisters of terror, the May tornado outbreak, tornadoes. Nature's whirling dervishes, unpredictable, destructive. In May 2024, they struck with a vengeance. A massive tornado outbreak swept across the Great Plains. Hundreds of twisters touched down. Homes were reduced to rubble. Businesses were flattened. The ground was scarred with their paths. The worst hit, a small town in Oklahoma. A monster EF4 tornado ripped through its heart. Winds exceeding 200 miles per hour, it left a trail of devastation. Lives were lost, families were torn apart. This outbreak was a stark reminder. Tornadoes are a force to be reckoned with. Their power is immense, their impact devastating. We must be prepared, we must seek shelter, we must respect their fury. Wildfires rage a burning crisis, the American West. Once a symbol of rugged beauty, now a tinderbox waiting to ignite. 2024 saw one of the worst wildfire seasons on record. Drought had gripped the region. Vegetation was bone dry, temperatures soared. Then came the lightning strikes, wildfires erupted. They swept across California, Oregon, and Washington. Millions of acres burned. Homes turned to ash. Communities were evacuated. The air was thick with smoke. The health and economic impacts were severe. Climate change is fueling these fires. Drier conditions, higher temperatures, more frequent lightning strikes. We need to act now, to prevent further devastation, to protect our forests, to save lives. Section 5, the price of destruction, billions lost lives altered. The numbers are staggering. $27 billion disasters in 2024 alone, $182.7 billion in damages. The fourth costliest year on record, but these figures don't tell the whole story. Behind every dollar is a story of loss. A family homeless after a hurricane, a business owner facing ruin after a tornado, a community displaced by wildfires. The human cost of these disasters is immeasurable. Lives lost, homes destroyed, livelihoods shattered. The trauma can last a lifetime. We must remember these are not just statistics. They are real people facing real challenges. We need to offer support. We need to rebuild. We need to learn from these tragedies. Section 6, climate change, fueling the fury. The link is undeniable. Climate change is making extreme weather events more frequent, more intense, more destructive. 2024 was a stark example. Warmer temperatures fuel hurricanes. They create ideal conditions for tornadoes. They exacerbate droughts, leading to wildfires. The evidence is overwhelming. We can no longer ignore the warnings. We must act now to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, to transition to clean energy, to mitigate the worst impacts of climate change. The future of our planet is at stake. The time for action is now. We must act before it's too late. Section 7, the human factor, growth in harm's way. Population growth is another factor. More people are living in harm's way. Coastal areas prone to hurricanes, cities in tornado alley, communities near forests at risk of wildfires. This development increases our vulnerability. More people and property are at risk. The potential for damage and loss of life is magnified. We need smarter development, building codes that withstand extreme weather, early warning systems, evacuation plans. We need to adapt to the changing climate. It's not just about responding to disasters, it's about preventing them, or at least minimizing their impact. Our survival depends on it. Section 8. The South feels the brunt, a region under siege. The southern US bore the brunt of 2024's fury. Hurricanes hammered the Gulf Coast, tornadoes ripped through the heartland, heat waves and droughts scorched the land. This region is particularly vulnerable to climate change. Its economy, its people, its way of life, all are at risk. We need to invest in resilience, strengthening infrastructure, improving disaster preparedness, supporting communities on the front lines of climate change. The South is resilient, but it needs help. We must come together to protect this vital region, to ensure its future. Section 9, preparing for the inevitable, mitigation and adaptation. 2024 was a year of extremes, a year of loss, a year of lessons learned. We cannot prevent natural disasters, but we can prepare for them. We need to invest in mitigation, reducing greenhouse gas emissions, protecting natural buffers like wetlands and forests, building resilient infrastructure. We need to adapt to the changing climate, developing drought-resistant crops, relocating vulnerable communities, investing in early warning systems. The challenges are immense, but so is our capacity for innovation, for resilience, for compassion. We must act now to protect our planet, to save lives, to build a more